but they're not having any of it whatsoever. Also, on the same subject, Heathrow Airport wanted to raise airport charges to customers flying through Heathrow Airport. They wanted to recoup £3.5 billion worth of losses. £3.5 billion worth of losses.
That's a lot of money.
But at the same time, in 2020, they paid out in dividends to their shareholders £4 billion.
Oh, right.
So they want to charge the customers that are using the airport £3.5 billion extra in charges, but they paid their shareholders £4 billion in dividends in the last 12 months.
Well, so that's basically, we just want you to pay for our shareholders.
For our champagne lifestyle.
Yeah, so it's costing us nothing. It's costing us half a million.
Talking about companies wanting to rip people off, let's get on to the subject of pay and their advertising all over the internet. They want to pay private hire drivers congestion charge of £15 per time, or at the same time. But they've recently increased the commission to taxi drivers from 15% to 20%. So what a lot of people are saying, and Trevor Merrills has been quite outspoken about this all over the place, and
listen,
me and Trevor don't always see eye to eye on a lot of things, but
boring world if we all did.
Yeah, I've got to totally agree with what Trevor's saying about Free Now. They're going to pay the congestion charge for private hire drivers, and that money's probably going to be coming out of the 20% that they're charging taxi drivers. Now, one thing you've got to remember is Free Now partnered with Captain, which was owned by the same company, so they've incorporated it all on the same app now. Now, Captain was a new venture. It was a new app that was started up by the company, and Free Now is what used to be My Taxi, and before that, Halo. So the customer base in London was originally, or the vast majority of it is taxi-based customers.
Yeah.
The taxi drivers converted in the main from being street-hailing passengers to being app-hailing passengers. I never ever did that. A lot of drivers were being paid commission for converting passengers, and I always said that this was going to be to the detriment of the taxi trade.
Absolutely.
Yeah, and it's now bearing fruit. You're now picking up your passengers that are traditionally taxi passengers and paying somebody else, a third party, 20% for the privilege of picking up passengers that 8 years ago you would have picked up and kept 100% of that fare for.
See, Halo, when it started off, obviously completely black cab orientated, that was it. The minute they, which was like their at the moment, bang,
they took
minicabs on. Black cab drivers, obviously we had livery cabs, we had everything. We obviously pulled out. I mean, I was never on it, but fair play to people who were on it and supported it, and as you rightly say,
but then they went back and said, we've learned our mistake, we're going to be black cab only from now on. And they gave a promise to the cab trade that it was going to be black cab only. Now, let's get one thing perfectly straight here, is the reason for taking on private hire is because they can control private hire drivers to a certain extent. They can't control taxi drivers. There's also more profit in private hire than there is in supplying jobs to taxi drivers.
So
this was always going to be the case. So they've lied to us twice now in their history.
But I think the subtle part of that is when they were, like, they had the road onto Damascus, all on the roads in Damascus. I realise my sins, I won't do that again, blah blah blah. Look, that's it. But then obviously in negotiations to sell it to obviously My Taxi.
Well, it didn't sell. They merged. They merged with Halo with My Taxi.
My Taxi. That's what I'm saying. But the minute My Taxi went on to change its name, to take the word taxi out of the, that you should have known. You should have known then.
Which is what we said on this show. I said on this show anyway. Why did they change it to Free Now? Why remove the word taxi? It's like get.
Yeah.
Remove the word get. It used to be called Get Taxi, and they removed the word taxi from it, and which they said at the time was they wanted to go into branch out into other areas.
Well, we know what that is.
Yeah, and they have done it. Free Now have done exactly the same thing, and they also saying They want you to upgrade your taxi to electric by 2024. Otherwise, you will no longer be able to receive jobs through the Free Now app. They want to be 100% electric by 2024. And this is even though TfL will be licensing diesel cabs through till 2032. Because the Euro 6s at the moment have got 15-year lifespan. The last ones will come off the road in 2032. Friday the 7th of May, which is tomorrow, we're recording this on Thursday the 6th of May, so it's not going to go out till Monday, is the day when lots of people are starting a campaign to switch off Free Now for a day. And we're not going to know how this has turned out until next week when we record the show again. Also, the ADCU, the Private Hire Drivers Union, are also telling private hire drivers to switch off Free Now for the day as well, in support, because they said, this is all about control of people, and if you fall for it, they're going to control you at the same time. Also, Chris Johnson is launched a GoFundMe campaign with regards to his employment tribunal against Free Now, as to whether, and this employment tribunal will define whether Free Now are agent or principal. If they're principal, it means they've got to pay holiday pay, sick pay, and pension to everybody on the app. There's also a court case pending with UTAG and Free Now, where UTAG state that having private hire on the same app as taxis means that those private hire drivers are effectively applying for hire.
Yeah, they're visible.
Yeah, they're visible on the app. They're showing that they're exhibiting their availability for hire on the app. And because they're on the same app as taxi drivers, that basically says that they are applying for hire.
Because, years ago, obviously I sound like Uncle Albert now, do I? Years ago.
Who's lost at sea at the moment.
Well, he's AWOL, isn't he, old captain?
He's AWOL. We've got no... This is the first time ever in doing this show, since we restarted it again before you buggered off to France, which is what? 4 years ago?
4 years ago,
3-4 years ago. This is the first time that he's not sent anything in.
I know.
Which means he must be...
I come in and go, I don't bloody believe it, Jamie. Captain Pugwasher's gone missing. He's out in Jersey. It's all up to us here at
it is a big shot.
Taxi
Chat Tales. Chat Tales anyway.
No, but that's what I'm saying. We just call this Mandela Tales. Captain, just keeping in with the theme. Keeping in with the theme. Sorry, it's in this mad, crazy world of my mind, which you have to come into every week.
Can you imagine being inside your mind?
It's absolutely a helter-skelter.
It'd be like a fun fair, wouldn't it?
It is. It's like a fun fair going around in my mind. It's like I'm on the helter.
Anyway, we're going to put the link up if you want to get involved with Chris Johnson's GoFundMe campaign to fund his employment tribunal against Free Now. We're going to put the link up on the page, on the show notes where it goes out with the show. It'll be included in your podcast app, so if you want to, you can click on that and donate towards it. As I say, we haven't got anything from Drumslayer this week. If he does send something in, what we'll do is we'll slot it in at the end of the show. We'll slot it in at the end of the show.
So obviously, this is on to the end of the show.
Yeah,
there is a little sliver in this in from Captain Packmore.
Yeah, we're going to go over and listen to another one of Chris Wheeler's song choices for this week. Now, if you're listening on the podcast, you're not going to hear any of these, or on YouTube. By the way, we didn't put the show out on YouTube last week. My mistake. I ran out of time, basically, to re-edit it again.
The amount of work you do for this show. Listen, this is what people don't realise. Is you think it's just me and him, just car turn up here, we do this, have a little waffle.
We're researching bits to go on the show all bloody week.
All week, yeah. It's just trying to get the stuff to remain.
And I normally sort of edit it on a Sunday afternoon, but then I was out all day Sunday doing the wedding, and
life goes on.
And then I was at work on Monday, Bank Holiday Monday. So
and we don't get paid. We don't get paid for it. Not that anyone would pay us.
No, that's right. Pay us. A pair of lunatics sitting here talking rubbish.
Do you know what I mean? So listen, and that'd take fun out of it anyway.
Yeah,
I think. Do you know what I mean? If I had to come in and do this, no. I don't appreciate loading, editing the shows. Anyone can jump in the back of an iPhone with a couple of mics and do it. Put it on, upload it. YouTube or something. That's really in the side.
This one is a Bronski Beat track, right? and Chris said he wants to dedicate this one to past presenters of the show. And the first one is Sean Paul Day.
We knew that was coming.
Which doesn't come as... and that is James the Gentleman Cabby.
Oh, wow, yes. I wonder how James is doing, because he's got
two children
now.
Two children now.
I remember when he was trying for his first, and I said, just keep practicing.
Yeah.
That's the only advice I can give. Do you know what I mean?
And he obviously did.
He obviously took my words, blow by blow. I was giving him details how to do it and all that.
Yeah.
He was just looking at me a bit strange, going, I said, look, I've got previous for this. I know how it's done, mate. Look, what you got to do. And I don't think the graphic details of... He didn't go
sort of lost on him.
Yeah, well, he got the general. He got the general gist.
We must have got the general gist.
He got the general gist of the mechanics and how it all works. But the way I was explaining it, I think, was probably, it almost involved like hydraulic pumps.
Is that gist with a T?
It was.
You've only just got that.
Yeah, absolutely. But no, I was being quite graphic and saying, no, good luck. And he was in his little place down in Deptford. Is he still there?
I'm not sure. I haven't heard from him for a while.
He's the type of kid who I think is going to move out to the country, have a little. I imagine to see
a little cottage.
Yeah, that's John Paul Day's department. No, a little house.
A little house.
Not a little cottage. Yeah. You've only just got that one. Listen, this is what I was saying. People don't realise what it's like when we were off it. I can see him having a television programme. I don't know why.
You can see him having a television programme?
Like country.
Life in the country.
Yeah,
like the good life.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Who was that was in the good life?
That was a girl who was born in South Africa. Goddard. Felicity Kendall.
Felicity Kendall. Who's that?
And the bloke was, you've got me to push, but he was,
So he's going to be the bloke, and
I've got,
and James's partner will be Felicity Kendall.
Yeah, and he's just like, because do you remember his videos he used to do?
Pigs and ducks and ducks and things and grow their own vegetables.
And driving the cab to get the sheep dipped and all that. I could just see it.
Well, his cab must be off the road by now.
Well, that's ideal for using it in a farming environment.
Yeah.
Double usage. But he always done good videos. I used to love the way he used to do it.
Yeah, he stopped.
Yeah, I know. This is what I'm saying. The people we've met on our through this, and the people who've picked up and come along with the ride, and jumped off at various stages and doing brilliantly.
Yeah.
People we've had that like Midas touch to, and there's other people we've touched and they just
disappear.
Which is,
talking of, we're going to play this song and then we'll be back. It's obviously for Sean Paul Day and for James the Gentleman Cabby. We'll be back after the Bronski Beat.
www.mixcloud.com/CabChat.
There you go, that was Bronski Beat, especially for Sean Paul Day and James the Gentleman Cabby. And we've got some shout-outs to do this week as well. One that I want to do is for our voiceover man, Mr. Mark Collins, and his mate Andy, who do the chats and tunes on Soul Radio.
Yep.
On what's it called? Solar Radio. You can download their podcast. Go to collinsandmason.com, and they're two funny guys. And if you're into your soul music as well, they talk about soul music and play some classic soul tracks on there. It goes out in the middle of the night on Solar. So, you probably won't want to listen to it on Solar, but you can download their podcast and listen to it at your own convenience. Also, if you're somewhere around the country and want to get involved with Cab Chat, you can do so. Just get in touch with us. Just hit us up on our socials and get in touch, and you can get involved with Cab Chat, and we'll do a piece on your area.
Yeah, absolutely.
If you want to be
odds on, I've lived there. There's not many places I ain't.
Also, I want to give a shout out to Connor Buckstone, who sent us an email about his life story. And we're going to be talking about Connor next week.
Yeah,
he's also sent us 5 tracks in for us to play in the show, which we're going to be playing next week.
Absolutely right.
Also, I want to give a Ross shout out again this week.
Yeah, Ross, he's currently Cardiff bringing... what's he...
he gets about, don't he?
The man does. I mean, it just goes to show how we can adapt to other things.
I've sussed out where Uncle Albert must be.
Cool.
We was talking about this last week.
Right.
He must be delivering a box of milk tray to someone.
That's it.
Right?
Diving off a mountain somewhere.
Yeah, he's diving off a mountain somewhere, isn't he? And delivering a box of milk tray somewhere.
I want to put a shout out to a guy called Super Cabby. He follows us.
Does he?
Yeah.
Who's he?
Oh, he's just like,
Yeah.
he puts a lot out there.